Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here, and welcome back to the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And this time, we're at Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. If you haven't checked out the last round, go back, go check it out. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, it was a really good race. I mean, we had some fantastic racing with a lot of different AI drivers. But this time, we're moving on to Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. And as you can see, as we're diving into qualifying, you can see there is a little bit of rain in the air. It's going to be a wet weather qualifying session. And this is going to be interesting because in the past I have really struggled in the wet during qualifying. I think there's only been one good qualifying session that I've ever had in the wet, or really one good session at all on F1 22 in the wet. And I think that was Mexico qualifying. But pretty much every other time it's rained, I have really struggled for pace. So it's going to be interesting to see what I can do today in qualifying. You can see as you go into Sector 1, I'm 0.77 up on Carlos Sainz. So actually things so far are looking pretty good. But as you can see as you go towards the end of the lap, we're 9/10 up on our previous lap. But is that going to be enough to get us past Sebastian Vettel and out of Q1 and into Q2? I mean, we've still got 10 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. But it's a run to the line now. We're 1.1 seconds up. Where are we going to be? Oh, wow, we're still last. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't expect to still be last, but you can see here at the end of qualifying, I decided to take a risk. And I thought, you know what, I saw that it was drying up, so I thought, you know what, we're going to try a set of soft compound tyres, and we're going to see what happens on the soft, but yeah, it didn't work out. So it's P22 for the Australian Grand Prix. Yeah, you can see we're just diving into the pits. We're 19 seconds off. I think I made a mistake during the lap. Yeah, so it's definitely P22 for the Australian Grand Prix. And, yep, it is what it is. We took a risk, and it didn't pay off.
Hello and welcome from Melbourne, a track modified since we last raced here in Albert Park. And I think with the changes, it's going to be a classic. Here we are then at the Albert Park circuit, 3.28 miles of bumpy city streets, but not a lot in the way of elevation changes. The circuit goes all the way around the lake, taking in 14 corners. Note the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. They'll offer our drivers a number of good opportunities to overtake. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Sainz, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Perez, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and Kevin Magnuson, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Robert Schwartzman, and Stroll, Verstappen, Vettel, Guan Yu Zhou, and Alex Albon. Bennett, Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Teo Pourchaire and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
So it's only round 3, but there's a lot of penalties going into this Grand Prix. Max Verstappen starting down in P15 is, yeah, that's a big yikes for him. You can see here on the strategy, we are going to go from the mediums to the soft compound tyres. We're going to do a one-stop strategy. We're up in P19, so it doesn't really matter that we qualified in last. Anyway, it's lights out and away we go. And we don't really get off the line at all. Literally everyone passes us off the line. We're back down to last place, but into turn 1. We go down the inside, through past Nicholas Latifi himself. But Latifi comes back at us as he pushed us really going into turn 1. So we're back down now to P22, so back down to where we qualified. But into turn 3, down the inside we go past Latifi, Gasly and Zhou Guanyu. And that is us now back up to P19 where we started this Australian Grand Prix pretty much. We got Teo Pourchaire just in front of us, our teammate. He started on the soft compound tyres, so yeah, that's an interesting strategy call there from my teammate. I wonder if he's going to go soft to medium, just like we're going to go mediums to softs in this Grand Prix. It's going to be interesting to see if he will do that. Guys, if you do enjoy this series, as always, smash the like button down below. yeah, I got some great feedback from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's good to see that you guys are actually still enjoying this, because I know that F1 22 has definitely taken a bit of a back step, especially with F1 Manager coming out, but we've continued with F1 22, and it's good to see that you guys are still enjoying these videos. And I just, of course, want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has joined the channel recently. Yeah, it's been great to see the sub count. I know I say it every time, but pretty much every video the sub count's gone up by like 20 subs, which for me as a small YouTuber is incredible. So thank you guys so much, and if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more F1 content, whether it be preview predictions or more of this F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And you can see here now, Théo Pourchaire was looking for a move there down the inside on Alex Albon. He almost made it stick, but just couldn't quite make it. But you can see it now, Albon's holding up Pourchaire. Pourchaire locks up, and Pourchaire runs deep, and I think we ran deep in sympathy there with Théo Pourchaire. I think I got a bit spooked there with Pourchaire. Pourchaire locks up, and what happened was, I think I got a little bit spooked with him locking up, and I then tried to go down the inside, but in sympathy, I ended up locking up just like Pourchaire. So, yeah, a bit of a silly incident there by me. Could have maybe lifted off the brakes and probably gone down the inside and got past Pourchaire there, but we stick behind Théo after his little mistake has gone out to lap 3. The DRS has now been enabled, but because of where the detection zone is, we didn't get the DRS, but it doesn't matter. We go down the inside past Pourchaire. That is us up now to P18. Through past our teammate with a bold move down the inside. He gave us the space, which is really nice to see. And you can see now, it's going to a little bit later on in lap 3. Look at this now, Albon. Albon going through past Yuki Tsunoda. Can we get Yuki Tsunoda as well? No, we can't. Albon's gone for a double overtake there. He almost got past Sebastian Vettel as well. But you can see there's a bit of a train forming here at Albert Park. The Albert Park choo-choo train is forming. It's been led so far by Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, the Aston Martins, they've done a very good job off the line, but they are one of the slowest cars on the grid. So you can see here the trains are starting to form behind these cars. You can see, whoa, we got this virtual safety car. What's the VSC for? Théo Pourchaire has lost the place to Pierre Gasly, but why has the VSC come out? You can see here we're on board with Théo Pourchaire. Pourchaire, no. Oh, he got a snap of oversteer, caught it, and hit the wall, and Théo Pourchaire has lost his front wing. And now we go to a little bit later on in lap 4. The VSC has come in, and we get a great restart here with the overtake. Can we go around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda? We're going to have to go the long way round. Yes, we can. That wasn't even... That was easier than I thought it was going to be. I was going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to go wheel to wheel there. But no, we did it before the braking zone past Yuki Tsunoda. That is us up now to P17. Next up on the Pulse Motorsport hit list is Alexander Albon. Can we get past the Williams driver, the Williams and the Aston Martins? Two cars that are much slower than our Pulse Motorsport car, despite our terrible qualifying. So hopefully we can find a way past these guys. We've got some big ERS upgrades on the car now, which means that we can pretty much run overtake anywhere and everywhere. And because of that, you can see here we have still got 84% charge, even though we just blasted down the overtake. We see we're using it still. We still got 75%. We're going to go for a move there down the inside on Albon. He gives us space, and we take it right around the outside of the next corner. Through we go past Alexander Albon, and that is us now up to P16 here in Melbourne. And you can see it's going to lap number 6. Look at this. We're closed up to Sebastian Vettel as he's getting held up by Robert Schwartzman. And now with DRS and ERS, we're going to go to the inside of Sebastian Vettel. Can we make it stick down the inside on Vettel? Yes, we can. That's another car picked up for us here at Albert Park. The soft tyres, I think, are starting to fall off the cliff of grip. So the guys on softs are really starting to struggle. Carlos Sainz now on lap number 7 is out of the Australian Grand Prix. There he is at the side of the track. Through we go past Carlos Sainz, and now we're up to P14. Oh god, I can't even catch my breath. This race is all action here at Albert Park. It's insane how much racing we've been able to do here at Albert Park. And next up for us is Robert Schwartzman in the Alfa Romeo. He's the only new driver so far this season. And Robert Schwartzman in the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, he's coming under threat from us. See, we've used a good amount of VRS there to close up to Schwartzman. And now we're going to get the DRS once again. So DRS, ERS, and Slipstream, and the most powerful engine in Formula 1 down the inside. Robert Schwartzman can do nothing about us in the Pulse Motorsport cars. That is us now up to P13 here in Melbourne. A beautiful move. And at the end of lap 8, into the pits comes Lance Stroll and Mick Schumacher. They're going off the soft compound tyres onto the hard tyres for them. And there's some more drivers. And there we are now up to P number 8 in this Grand Prix. Hamilton's behind us. And now we go up to P6 as we go to lap number 12. And next up for us is Kevin Magnuson. Magnuson, who was one of the other drivers who started on the medium compound tyres. He's coming under threat from us now. Our teammates back in the pits again. Bit of a disastrous race for Théo Pourchaire, which is a shame because he did have a good qualifying, but then had a grid penalty. So he did have a good qualifying, but had a grid penalty and dropped by down the order, and then broke his front wing, and well, his race has been a bit of a disaster. But anyway, for us, things are not a disaster because we're now looking to get past Kevin Magnuson. We're going to have to go the long way round the outside on the brakes. We do it under braking around the outside past Kevin Magnuson. We bonked the wall a little bit, but somehow didn't damage our front wing. And that is us now up to P2 here in Melbourne as Esteban Ocon dives into the pits. So we're up now to second place here at Melbourne. And now we go to the end of lap 19. Sergio Perez has closed up to the back of us. And we're going to be diving into the pits for a set of soft compound tyres to take us to the end of this Australian Grand Prix. The other drivers, they did about 8 or 9 laps on the softs, and that's the drivers who started on the softs. So for us, we've done a large stint on the mediums. We're now going to the softs. There's only 10 laps left to go, but we haven't got much fuel in the car. So I think we should easily get to the end on these soft compound tyres, but we need to get out in front of Kevin Magnuson, and yep, we've done it. We're out in front of Kevin Magnuson, so that is us now up to P10. So points are pretty much guaranteed for us now in this Grand Prix, provided we don't make a silly mistake or we don't break down. Yeah, points are pretty much on the cards for us now. And you can see that we set a fastest lap of a 120.1. I didn't really check what the previous season's fastest lap was, but it was certainly a lot slower than a 120.1. I think it was like a 122 or a 123. So that's just how much pace we've gained over one season. Of course, the car is a lot better, but not only is the car better, we've got a lot better at driving this car as well. And yeah, you can see there we've done a 120.1, and we're going to be aiming now for another fastest lap, I think, here in Melbourne. Maybe even get into the 119s if we can. You can see we're using some overtake. We're closing that gap down to Esteban Ocon. It's currently a 2.9 second gap. Make that a 2.7 second gap. And yeah, the time is just, we're just reeling in. Esteban Ocon is now 2.3 seconds as you go purple in the second sector. And now we're going to be looking to go purple in the final sector. It's down to 2 seconds now to Esteban Ocon. We are reeling in. Esteban Ocon hand over fist here at Albert Park. It's now down to 1.7 seconds. Those hard compound tyres have got nothing on these soft tyres. And now we're going to end the lap. I think we started the lap about 3 seconds behind Esteban Ocon. It's now 1.5 seconds as we go to the line. Are we going to get into the 119s? No, we don't, but it is a 120.113, a new fastest lap here at Albert Park. And now look at this as we go to later on in lap 23. It's down to 0.6 seconds on Esteban Ocon. We've closed up to Ocon. We're going to get the DRS on him, and we're going to be able to surely find a way past Esteban Ocon without any issues at all. So here we go now in the slipstream. Through the chicane we go. We get a good exit. DRS, ERS, and Esteban Ocon is no match for the Pulse Motorsport on a set of soft compound tyres. He tries to go back down the inside. We make ever so slight contact, but through we go past Ocon and up to P9. And next up is Fernando Alonso. Alonso, he's tried his best, damn it. He's done a really good job of holding us off for now. But as we go to the end of lap 25, starts at lap 26, surely he is no match for us on our soft tyres. We've still got so much grip on these tyres. And here we go on the exit. ERS, DRS and slipstream. And we're going to go down the inside on Fernando Alonso. Can we make it stick into turn 1? Yes, we can. Through we go past Alonso. And up now to P8 here in Melbourne. Can we get Daniel Ricciardo before the end of this Grand Prix and send the Australian fans home with a lot of disappointment? Who knows?
Okay, information on Verstappen. They've got an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
So Verstappen has an issue with his car. And look at this, we go towards lap 28. Ricciardo's found a way past a struggling Max Verstappen. And Verstappen's lost, I think, 3.5 seconds in the space of one lap. And look at this, so, Max Verstappen, he's got, I don't know what his issue is. I think it's an ERS issue if I had to take a guess. I'm going to assume he's got no ERS. And look at that, through we go past Max Verstappen. So we didn't get Ricciardo in the end, so the Australian fans can go home happy. But it's P7 for Pulse Motorsport in Australia.
Drive that was to take the win for Ferrari today. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So Charles Leclerc, the world champion, wins the Australian Grand Prix. And for Charles, that is exactly what he needs for this championship fight, for him to get back in it in his fight against Lando Norris in the Mclaren. So it's a good win there for Charles Leclerc, and surely he's closed the gap up now to Lando Norris in the championship. Good result for him. Perez second and Hamilton in P3. Very good job for Mercedes and Red Bull there. So as I said, Charles Leclerc wins the Australian Grand Prix from Sergio Perez in second place. Lewis Hamilton finishes in P3. Lando Norris P4 for McLaren. George Russell is 5th. Daniel Ricciardo 6th. We finish P7. Max Verstappen is 8th. Esteban Ocon in 9th. And Kevin Magnuson rounds out the top 10 for Haas Motorsports. Only one driver did not finish the Grand Prix, and that was Carlos Sainz. Fernando Alonso also broke down, but he was a classified finisher. In the driver standings now, Lando Norris still leads the Drivers' Championship, but Charles Leclerc now is right behind him, only 2 points behind him, and we are in P8 in the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors, Ferrari leads the Constructors' Championship, whilst Pulse Motorsports are up in P5 in the Constructors. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, as always, please comment, leave a like, and if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel for more F1 content. You can see here, we're just going to be trying to put on some upgrades before the mid-season break, before the Spanish Grand Prix. And you can see we're going to go to a durability department event. Yep, we're going to increase their morale just a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.